Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're presenting our fourth preseason training video for 2025, and we're going to be focused on unsportsmanlike conduct. Now, feedback from our rules committee, we've been using great judgment on celebration fouls. We're not being overly technical, but we're penalizing these actions when they go too far. So good job. And the expectation is any taunting action, anything that is focused and directed at an opponent must be flagged, no let up there. And we all know any form of gun violence is unacceptable in our game. And now we've added in our rules, brandishing a weapon is an automatic unsportsmanlike conduct foul. So we've done a good job with unsportsmanlike conduct. You're going to see some really good work from our bowl season, a few things that we can learn from. But unsportsmanlike conduct and penalizing those actions is an important tool in keeping our games under control. So with that, let's get on into our video. Our first play illustrates one of our specifically prohibited acts in our unsportsmanlike conduct rule, what we call an automatic and unsportsmanlike conduct. And the act is flipping into the end zone. And we see number 0 here. He breaks free for a great punt return, and then he's going to flip into the end zone, definitely taunting his opponent. Now, as we know, this unsportsmanlike conduct foul, if it's a live ball foul, it'll take the touchdown away and will be penalized from the spot of the foul. And we see that the player leaps from the 2-yard line, so that's the spot of the foul, clearly a live ball foul. Now, we need to be consistent on making this call. And if there's any question as to whether the somersault starts in the field of play or is in the end zone, we want to make it a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct foul. But if it's clearly in the field of play, like this flip, then it's a live ball foul, and it will be penalized from where the player starts the flip. Play 2, we see the quarterback. He hands to the back up the middle, and the back scores, making it 32-0. Now, he spikes the ball, and then the entire team comes to the end zone to celebrate. And we get multiple flags down, and we're going to get an announcement from our referee.
Anthony Rubio, unsportsmanlike conduct, on the whole 42. 15-yard penalty to be assessed on the kickoff. He came to Florida.
Now, this was a good decision to make this unsportsmanlike conduct foul by the offense on the entire team. And that has very significant ramifications, as we know. First, it gives all players on that team an unsportsmanlike conduct counter. And as we know, any subsequent unsportsmanlike act by any player of that team would be their second UNS and would require ejection. In addition, had any player had an unsportsmanlike conduct foul earlier in the game, this would be their second unsportsmanlike conduct foul, and that would require ejection as well. Now, let's be very judicious using the team unsportsmanlike conduct and only consider it in extraordinary circumstances. But this would qualify as extraordinary, and this was correctly administered by the crew. I want to talk about play 3, and this play falls into the category of we don't want to be overly technical on actions unless these actions are directed at an opponent as a taunting type action. Now, we see the quarterback, he scrambles, he throws late over the middle. Number 8 of the defense breaks up the pass, and then he's going to give a little action that we might really just make a talk to, but as we go back and watch the replay, we see that this action is focused directly at the opponent, and there's also a little walk forward headbutt. So the umpire gets the marker down for unsportsmanlike conduct, and we totally support this call. And if we see this action, we should use good judgment, and it really wouldn't be a foul unless it's directed at the opponent, is considered taunting, and number 8 is clearly taunting the receiver here. It's a correct call, and this helps us keep our games under control. Good job. Play 4, the offense has late substitutes. The play clock is running down. It hits 0, and the back judge gets the flag down for delay of game on the offense. Now, the offensive coach, he states he tried to call timeout, but he didn't get it in time based on the judgment of the wing officials, and we penalized the 5 yards for delay of game. Now, we see the antics by the head coach. He comes out onto the field. He argues. He's very demonstrative, and our side judge comes in and puts the marker down. Now, the referee does a good job of walking the coach back to the sideline, gives him an explanation, and then we get an announcement from our referee.
Sideline warning. UConn, that is their first warning of the game.
Now, this action, this is not a sideline warning. The coach is out on the field protesting the call, our judgment. This is an unsportsmanlike conduct foul. So let's not back off at the boundary. Play 5 is a big third down play. The quarterback's going to scramble out to the right, and he's going to get sacked. But we have a flag down from our headline judge for sideline interference. And as we go back and look at the play again from the All-22, TV really didn't get a good shot of this. But the coach, he steps out in front of our headline judge and knocks her to the ground. This is a foul for physical interference with an official and is a team unsportsmanlike conduct foul, and it is administered as a dead ball foul. And this will give the offense an automatic first down. Now, note the new editorial change for 2025. If the individual who committed the physical interference can be readily identified, it's an unsportsmanlike conduct foul on that individual. So this coach in this situation would have an unsportsmanlike conduct counter applied to them. Play 6, we're late in the fourth quarter. The offense leads in the game by 2 points, and they get a handoff to the back, and he's going to have a huge hole, and he breaks it for a touchdown. Now, we get flags down after the score for unsportsmanlike conduct. As we see the ball carrier, he's going to throw the ball up into the stands. And this is one of our automatics, and so good job by the crew. No hesitation in getting the marker down. Now, we know the penalty can be enforced on the try or the succeeding kickoff, and because we're late in the game, and now the score differential is 8 points, we need to get to the coach of the offended team, as he may want to have this enforced on the try as opposed to the normal default on the succeeding kickoff. An 8-point lead versus a 9-point lead with just over 2 minutes left in the game could be big. But the crew did a good job. He wanted it on the kickoff, and that's what we did. So good work by the crew here. Play 7, we see the quarterback drops back. He's going to try to step up, but he is sacked. Now, we get a flag down from our referee, and we get a good announcement.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 81 on the defense. 15-yard penalty results in an automatic first down.
In the replay, we see that number 81, he reacts and pops the offensive player in the face. Now, this is good alert by the referee and staying with the action and getting the marker down. But I think we'd be better here going with unsportsmanlike conduct. As the rule states, it is unsportsmanlike conduct if there's dead ball contact fouls such as pushing, shoving, striking, etc., that are clearly after the ball is dead and are not part of game action. And the gestures here by 81, it really fits the definition of unsportsmanlike conduct. And we know unsportsmanlike conduct puts a counter on the player, and it's a much better deterrent going forward. Our last play this week is 2nd and 8 for the offense. They're going to complete a pass to number 9 for a first down, and then the receiver shows the ball and puts it in the defender's face. Now, we get a flag down from our line judge as he's coming in to get the spot. And so this is a good alert by the line judge, keeping the concentration and focus on the dead ball action while doing your job getting the spot. Now, the TV replay shows clearly that the receiver puts the ball right in the defender's face, and without this call, we could get escalating actions that would not be good for this game. This is a great example of no latitude when it comes to taunting actions directed at an opponent. This is very good judgment by our line judge. Well, that's it for our unsportsmanlike conduct plays, and overall, this is good work by our crews in the bowl season. We must always stay alert when it comes to unsportsmanlike acts, and making these calls deter further unsporting behavior in our games, and it helps us maintain control of the contest. Best of luck to all.